Backstage.
So here is a Zuka. It's what you'll see a lot of makeup artists on set using at the moment. It actually converts into a chair, and you can roll it back and dolly it wherever you need to dolly it to get to set. And once you get to set, that goes down, you can sit on it. So that way you don't have to carry as many things.
Excellent. So show us what's in there.
Well, as you can see, it fits a lot of stuff. So here we go. There I put my brushes in a tin.
Right.
It's just easier to handle for me, but everyone does their own thing. So there's one bag. 2 bags. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. You wouldn't think all of this would fit in this.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. So this is what I would take with me on any day call I would get. I have my sunscreens. I have a shaving kit with everything in it that you could need for a man to shave. I have a basic kit of, I think these are lipsticks. Bunch of lipsticks and lip pencils of a bunch of different colors. Usually palettes go well. You don't want to do the individuals. Palettes are easier to manage and you get a bunch of different colors. Here is my concealer palettes and some individual concealers. Here I've got my eyeshadows and my blushes fit in one. Here I've got all my foundations. So you've got everything you would need for a basic call. If you needed to do any kind of special effects or tattoo covering, I have my little special effects bag as well, which has all my skin illustrators in it, and sponges, and anything else I might need to do a cut, a bruise, those kinds of things. Right.
So, okay, now for those of you that obviously don't know, this is a kit that my sister has. Her name is Sylvie Gendron. Say hi, Sylvie.
Hi.
And we're just going to go over some of the basic things that a low-budget show would need, what she considers to be the bare minimums and maybe a little extra. So we're going to let her get set up now, and we'll dig right into it. All right. Sylvie's going to show us her little belt kit here. What do you got there?
I have brushes, which you need, Kleenex, a little pouch of powders to blot for sweat. I have Evian water, just in case you need to have sweat. I have concealers. I have, over here, I have sponges and lotions for the face. And in here I would have anything that I'm using on the cast that I've already applied, and I actually need it to be with me on set, hands-free. So I can grab it, grab a brush, do what I got to do, plop it back in, and walk away.
Okay, so you've already applied their makeup.
Yes.
With this kit over here.
Correct.
And now you're just doing touch-ups.
Yes.
Okay, or sweat, like you said. And
sometimes you have to add sweat, sometimes you have to take it away, that kind of thing.
Right, okay. So you'd consider a belt system like that to be a minimum kit that someone would absolutely have to have.
Absolutely. A lot of people use bags and they carry them over their shoulders. I have a neck problem, so I can't have anything pressure on my neck. I do the waist because my hips are a lot stronger than my neck.
Right. Okay, so in terms of a basic kit, give us an idea what you would consider to be the minimums on a budget shoot.
Okay, I have too much here, so that's a start right there. I have way more than I would need for a basic day call or a basic shoot. We'll start over here. These are some foundations that I have. I use a lot of smaller containers, but I get a lot of samples from Chanel and Stila and Bobbi Brown and some of these higher end makeup, so I tend to use them in my kit for day calls because they can get used up that way. You basically need possibly 3 to 4 different shades, and then you can mix them up to get the right shade for any skin color. So, but I tend to have one of everything, just because I've been doing it for a long time. But you can do with just 3 or 4. This is Color Stay. This is great for tattoo cover, and you can use it for foundation. So I would say if you were going to go for any foundation, go for Color Stay. And you can get that at Shoppers Drug Mart. This next one here is for all your concealers. Now I tend to do palettes, very handy. So I've got something like this, which has every color I could possibly need. And then on the flip side, there's even more here. Let me see if I can get my finger in there. And we've got more. Now you can see there's room for me to even add more.
Right. So that comes empty.
Oh yes. And then I have another palette here with more. So I've got different brands. I also have my Color Stay. That's a staple in the film industry.
And what does that mean?
Staple means that it's something that most of the makeup artists have and use.
Okay.
You know, I've got more palettes. It's overkill for what you would need to start. But like I said, I've been doing this for 20 years, so I've got a collection of quite a bit over the years here.
So in terms of the, I think you said foundation, what would be those 4 colors? What are they called?
Well, actually, they depend on the brand. So what I'm going to tell you to do is go for the palest and the darkest and 2 shades in between.
Okay.
That way, you're getting an amount that will cover any color that you might run into on set.
Right.
Any skin tone.
Right.
All right, so over here, we've got eyeshadows. Palettes, again, very handy. Individuals take way too much work for opening, closing. This will fit in my bag, my pouch, really quickly, around my waist, and I can do a whole eye with that. So I've got several palettes of eyeshadow color, and then I've got several palettes of blush.
So could someone theoretically take one of those with all the little ones and have enough with one to do a basic?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely. And then we go to darker. Now we also tend to use Kleenex in between. It protects.
Oh, so they don't mix together inside?
Yes, and make a big mess. That's for your darker skin tones. This is for my lighter skin tones. And I do the same with the eyeshadows. And then of course I've just got a little bit, I've got my mascaras, some eyeliners, and that's just a basic kit here.
Right.
You could do with 1 palette of each.
Okay.
This here, I don't know if you would need it. It depends on what you're doing for a show. But for me, these are my Illustrator palettes. I can do tattoo cover and I can do any kind of special effects. I also have something that'll do eyebrow, also tooth lacquer if you got to have somebody who has been smoking their whole life, or black teeth, that kind of thing. Very handy to have, because you never know when they want to add something on set, and you can say, okay, I can do it in about 2 minutes, just give me a minute, and then you go ahead and do it.
Right.
This one's for cuts and bruises.
Okay, so this is obviously a lot more advanced.
Yes. I'm expected to have this because I tend to work on IATSE shoots, but somebody who is not working IATSE would never be expected to have that.
Right.
I have brushes. I have way too many brushes than you would need.
Here, bring it up here so we can see it. Okay.
So this thing is full.
Well, pick the minimums. What if you could? If let's say you could only have 4 brushes, what would it be?
4 wouldn't be enough.
No.
I would do a dozen.
Okay.
And you'd want to have your eyeshadow brushes, your blush brushes. Let's see here. Your eyeliner brushes. There's just a couple there. Let's see here. You need that is to scrape anything out of your containers because you don't want to contaminate your containers. That's a lip brush. You need something like this for brushing the eyebrow. Let's see if I can find anything else you'd need to have. This is great for eyeliner as well. This is great for blending the eyeshadow. You just want a basic amount. Actually, if you go to any Shoppers Drug Mart, I believe, they carry Quo, which is Q-U-O, and they have like a basic set of brushes, and that's all you would need. And it's
Okay.
like about a dozen brushes. And
Okay.
you've got one of everything that you'll need to do a face.
All right.
So there you go.
Now, what about things like swabs and wipes and, I don't know, like,
You would need Kleenex
right.
to start. You would need these special Q-tips. We have, this is just your plain Q-tip here, but which is very useful. And then we also have the ones that have the flat back on it, which, let me see if I have one here. Sorry, you're going to have to cut for that.
I'm just going to keep rolling.
Okay.
Well, okay, we can imagine. So you're just saying that they're special Q-tips.
Yes. That work for eyes and lips because they have a point on them.
Now, what about, don't you have like any wet wipes or anything like that?
Oh, yes. Here we go. Wet wipes.
Oh.
We also have gloves and all a bunch of different sponges for texturing.
Oh, okay.
The other thing I have here is, we forgot about this one. And this is your lipsticks and your lip pencils. So I tend to have palettes for lipsticks. You want your neutrals. I've got a couple of neutrals here. And you've got some gloss. A bunch of different colors. I've got my Burt's Bees here. Just a bunch of different palettes. All sorts of colors. Just to give you an idea. And then we've got...
So you can buy those in variety packs?
Absolutely you can. Yeah.
Now, I'm assuming if somebody went to a professional place and said, look, I'm just getting started off, I just want, you know, a variety pack, they would know what to give you.
Yes, if you go to a special makeup place, there's several stores in town. You've got Hollywood North, has a lot of makeup there, and then you've got, I think it's called Makeup Effects, and it's downtown Vancouver. There's two just to start with. And so here I've got an array of colors in pencils. You want to have a bunch of shades for your eyes and for your lips. Of course, you'll have more for lips than you do eyes.
Right, right. Would you use that for like eyebrows too, maybe?
Yeah, you can get eyebrow pencils.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so everything kind of goes in here, and then I can quickly go through, match it up with a lipstick in a palette.
You
I
can
usually
tell.
test it on my hand.
You can tell I'm a makeup expert, right? Can't you?
Oh yes, absolutely. And you know, I tend to use it on my hand. I put a bit of pencil, I put the color underneath to match it, and then it's done.
Right.
As long as your hand's disinfected, which is what this is for. We always make sure we have an bottle of alcohol wherever we go.
So rubbing,
Squirt.
rubbing alcohol.
Yes. And then you can wipe it clean. So yeah.
Okay. What else you got?
Here, these next two, this is if you're doing where you have to shave a man's beard here. I tend to just, unless they're an actor, I tend to just give them the product and have them go to the washroom if they're a background.
Yeah.
But a day player can shave his own face. Actors sometimes like you to do it.
Right.
So I have electric razors as well as just the individual razors here. And then I've got something just for ear and nose hair if you need it. I think I've got a couple of razors in here.
Looks like a torture device to me.
Yes, it probably is. And then I've got spare batteries in here too. I tend to keep everything in one spot so I'm not digging around for things. So anything I would need to shave a man's face is going to be in this bag.
Right.
This one is for sunscreen, and we also have off because people don't like to be bitten by bugs. And if they do get bit by a bug, we use Afterbite. We've got glycerin and water in here as well, just in case we want to give the illusion of sweat. But I also do a natural citronella, so that if people don't want chemicals on their skin.
Now, do you ever get actors that come and say, geez, could you give me the most gentle, natural possible? Or
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Some people are very sensitive skin, so then the citronella would be what I would go for. But as you can see, I have a different array of options here.
Right.
And because you don't want to run out either, so if you have more than enough, then...
So, just to wrap it up, if you were to go to one of these suppliers and, you know, and get a basic kit. Now, I'm assuming someone would be interested in this enough to
they'll have gone to a class where they could get some of this advice too. But let's just say they haven't done that yet, and they just want to go out and get some good stuff. What would be the minimum that you think someone would pay just for the stuff? I'm not talking about a bag or a belt. What do you think it would cost someone roughly?
If you go to MAC, you can get a 40% discount when you apply as a makeup artist. That'll make a huge difference. And you could get most of your pencils, your eyeshadows, your blushes, your lipsticks from MAC. I would say about $500 to get a basic minimum kit together.
Right.
For foundations, I wouldn't use MAC. I would use the Revlon that I suggested, the Color Stay. And you can get that at Shoppers Drug Mart and get 4 colors of that. Get some concealer from Color Stay, 2 or 3 colors of that, and whatever you can buy at MAC. I'd say you're looking at $500 minimum.
Right. Well, thank you very much for coming. And how do people get a hold of you if they want to get a hold of you?
sov69@yahoo.ca.
All right. Have fun. I know that you'll be things are getting busy, and you'll be on set here in the next month or two. So anyway, thanks again.